Welcome fans stands to the constructed finals of the Super Open. We've got a Casualties ramp mirror. Now both of these decks, you already know what they do, but they're very similar in build. Except in the main board we have Tamio's Epiphany by Matt and in Fact or Fiction by Connor. In the sideboard, Matt has more proactive and narrow answers, whereas Connor plays a little more broad and reactive. Let's go to game one. Alright, Connor is on your left and Matt's on your right. We wouldn't have it any other way than a Casualties ramp mirror in the finals, and with the top two players as well, by points. Looks like Matt's going to have to mulligan down a little bit. But yeah, I'll take this time to talk about the sideboard. We've got Despark by Matt instead of Beast Within from Connor. So you've got a little more targeted, narrow scope. Matt has Null Rod and Teferi instead of Dovin's Veto and Blue Blast. So a little more proactive dismantling. And then Matt has Batterskull instead of Commence the Endgame by Connor. Looks like Matt's mulliganing down to 5 right now. Tough decision on whether to put back mana sources or value pieces. But here, Matt's starting us off with Trop into Birds. We've got a Mox, Bird, and Savannah. Matt giving a thumbs up because we've got basically the same play. Matt not hitting another land drop, so this is a critical spot of 5 mana for Matt. If the card in hand is Nissa, then they might be able to get all the way there. But looks like Connor's gonna get rid of, yes, the Nissa. And then develop mana of their own. Matt not able to peel another Nissa off the top, so everything's in Connor's hands. That Time Twister need to be hands off unless they get the Narset out first. And here Narset will go dive in. Probably going to take it to Teferi. So even if Matt gets out something big, Connor will be able to get rid of it. And it's a flock, it's a fleet of birds of paradise. So many cards off the top are good for Matt. But there is still so much air in the ramp. And playing out the birds here was important because if Teferi bounced one of the birds, then Matt wouldn't be able to Casualties off the top. But this basically spells out the end of the game right here. Time Twister. No, we aren't shuffling up for game 2. We are shuffling up to look at a new 7. No mulligans though. This is a forced single card for Matt when they were already so behind on resources. Even Casualties at this point isn't going to make much of a difference from Matt off the top. And with Connor able to grab a Casualties of their own, possibly at this point, even if Matt sticks a Nissa, you kill the extra bird as the blocker, you kill the land, and you kill the Nissa. And we find a DT, so DT is probably going to end this game fairly quickly. I mean, not quickly. You'll DT for Casualties and severely hinder Matt, but Won't develop too much of your own. But we do have Nissa's galore in hand. And with Tamiyo, we can even refuel with that Time Twister without worrying about what Matt can do. And here goes that DT. Time Walk is actually probably, yep, Time Walk is the grab. Because with Tamiyo in hand, we're going to be taking an extra turn off of that. We can likely hit Regrowth as well. And Matt already looking at the sideboard. I believe his catchphrase when the opponent goes for Time Walk is, "Let me know when it's my turn again." And in the meantime, this Paradise Druid's gonna get in. And Dark Ritual not doing too much, especially from the graveyard. Here's Tamiyo, and Matt scoops it up. A Mold of 5, and then some brutal dismantling by Connor. And here we are in game 2. We've got the D6 out on 5, which means that this time it's Connor who's mulliganing down. Let's see if they keep a 5 or go lower. We do have potential for an early Batterskull with the fast mana in our hand. Could even turn 1 Batterskull with the Dark Witch Ritual. But Connor instead going to value the potential Great Divination. And both players going to go for a Mana Vault, but Matt played his a little bit early. On the play, going to be in for 3 with the Bayou. Nissa shaking the world. And Birds of Paradise pass, not able to utilize this Mana Vault, not drawing a land to get that 4/4 out, and oh, yeah, Connor scoops it up to that after a Mold of 5 by Matt and taking a while to close out the game. Matt kind of goes for a coup de grace instead. And here we are. It's the final constructed game of Season 9. Casualties ramp mirror. Connor on the play this time. And it looks like we might have both players keeping 7. For the first time in the match. That means we're going to see either some very powerful plays or some relatively safe plays. But it looks like Matt has double Mox, Dark Ritual, and a land, so we can get 2, 4. We can get 5 mana on turn 1. We can get this Dreadhorde General on turn 2. Oh no, it looks like Matt went to 6. Mox Emerald, Mana Vault, threatening our turn 2 Walker. And we'll play an Underground Sea. For 5, this isn't Nissa mana, this is Tamiyo mana. Nothing really to grab, but with the way that we floated our mana, it looks like we're going for a Time Vault, or a Time Walk. But don't hit it. Do hit a threat in Batterskull. So that's potentially going to happen next turn. But here's Lily. Uptick, make a zombie. So Matt, yes, has the greater board presence, but Connor has the potential engine of Time Walk Tameo. Could ritual out a Foff and then hit Time Walk. Take the pile that doesn't contain Time Walk so that Tameo can pick it up from the graveyard and we get extra value. Instead, we're going to uptick. What were we looking for? Looks like it wasn't any of those cards. And pass the turn. Here's a bird. Let's hit that Tameo. Right now, the life totals don't matter too much. What matters is making sure that we don't die right away. To essentially this ramp combo strategy. Ooh, and the worst fears are here. Matt has to step away from the table because this Foff is insane. We have Nissa and Casualties, the two marquee cards, plus Despark, which is the actual answer to Tameo, and an extra threat with the Liliana. And with all of this, this is just so brutal. And makes it even worse is that Tameo's on the field, which means whatever you don't grab, you can pick up with Tameo. It's just gotta be the walk pile, right? Because you're with the Dark Ritual in hand, Connor can cast the Casualties and the walk potentially on the same turn. Yeah, you don't need to. The thing about this ramp deck is that you have so much value that you don't actually need to win right away. And here goes Time Walk. Liliana, the two black dice, Mickey Mouse ears. But that won't be enough. And here we have Matt doing whatever they can. We've got a skewed board state. Creatures on the left. Non-land permanents in the middle, and lands on the right. I don't know what you're talking about. I think this is the best way to play Magic. Here we've got Tameo down tick. Gonna be taking an extra turn. We've got Nissa to start beating in. All right. Another turn for Connor. Looks like we have mana short in hand now. It's hard to say that Connor won't get here with the answers in hand and the threats in play. Gonna want to get Liliana out as soon as possible. That way Matt's not drawing extra cards. But looks like we're gonna go attacking first. Dice on top to show that we have an extra turn. And yeah, ignoring Lily because we've got answers for that next turn. Let's see. Another landed play. Want to tap for the extra mana, but unfortunately we don't have like any extra forests going on. Casualties on the zombie and a bunch of other stuff. We'll float some mana, make Connor think about things. Intimidation factor at an all-time high. And beat in for 6. If Matt's board wasn't Casualties, it's possible that they could have done their own chain of extra turns, but right now it's looking pretty brutal. And Connor's taken so much damage off of this Mana Vault. Such a bad card. Deal 6. I don't know why anyone would put this in their deck. But here we've got Teferi. No mana for you. More cards for me. More 3/3s. And 12 going in. We're at 2. And I think it would be hilarious to see a mana short in the upkeep. Yes, and here we have it. And that's it. Connor goes 4-0 in the constructed Super Open Finals, securing a top 8 spot along with Matt. This gives them the number 1 seed and the play for the rest of the top 8 should they make it all the way.